Here is the formula to calculate the standard deviation for a sample with the variables listed. Here in column B is a sample data set of the yards receiving for a receiver over a 17-game period. We're going to go through how to calculate the standard deviation for this data set in Excel by hand. Looking at the variables, we need to know xbar, or the mean or average of the data set, which we're going to put in column C. To calculate this, we left-click on cell C2 so it is highlighted. Next, we type in an equal sign, then we type in the letters AV, and a pop-up box will appear. In the box, left double-click on average. Now we left-click and hold on cell B2, and then drag down to the bottom of the data, cell B18, and then release a click and hold. Next, we type in a close parenthesis to close off the function, and then we can hit the Enter key, and we have our answer of 102.88 rounded off. The next thing we need to know to calculate the standard deviation from the formula is x minus x bar. So we're going to put this in column D, as I've labeled on the worksheet. To calculate this, we need to subtract the mean from each of the data points. So we left-click on cell D2, then type in an equal sign. Next, we left-click on the first data point, 77, in cell B2, and then we type in a minus sign. From here, we left-click on the average, or x bar, cell C2, and then we can hit the Enter key, and we have our answer of negative 25.88 rounded off. Now, to make this easier to fill in the rest of column D, we need to modify the formula in cell D2. So we left double-click on cell D2, and go over before the C, and type in a $sign. Then move one spot to the right, just before the 2, and type in another $sign. Then hit the Enter key. This tells Excel to reference this cell. Next, we left-click again on cell D2, and go to the bottom right-hand corner of the cell, and you'll see the cursor turn black. From here, left-click and hold, and drag down to the bottom of the data, cell D18, and then release a click and hold. And as you see, the column has been filled in for the rest of the data points. Looking at the formula, the next thing we need to do is square x minus x bar, which I've labeled in column E. So left-click on cell E2, then type in an equal sign. Next, we left-click on the first value, cell D2, then type in a to a power symbol, a caret sign, which is Shift-6 on the keyboard. Now we type in a 2 because we're squaring it, then hit the Enter key, and we have our answer of 669.89 rounded off. Next, we again left-click on cell E2 and go down to the bottom right-hand corner of the cell. You'll see the cursor turn black. From here, left-click and hold, and drag down to the bottom of the data, cell E18, and then release a click and hold. And as you see, the column has been filled in for the rest of the data points. The next thing we need to do is find the sum of squares, which is the sum of the values in column E. To do this, left-click and hold on cell E2, then drag down over the cell below the last value, cell E19, then release a click and hold. From here, we go up to the summation symbol and the editing section near the top of the worksheet, as you see here, and left-click on it. And now we have our answer of 51,493.76 rounded off. Now again, following the formula, we can calculate the standard deviation. I'm going to put the answer in cell A23, so I left-click on A23. Next, we type in an equal sign. Next, type in an open parenthesis, and then we left-click on the sum we just calculated, cell E19. Next, we need to type in a division sign, a /, then another open parenthesis. From here, we need to input n, the number of data points, and we're going to use the count function, so type in COU, and in the pop-up box, left double-click on count. Now left-click and hold on cell B2, then drag down to the bottom, cell B18, and release a click and hold. Then type in a close parenthesis to close off the count function. Next, we type in a minus sign, followed by a 1. Then we need to type in 2 close parentheses. From here, we type in a to a power symbol, a caret sign, again Shift-6 on the keyboard, followed by an open parenthesis. Then type in a 1, a division sign, type in a 2, then a close parenthesis. This 1 divided by 2 is applying the square root to the formula, as the power to the 1 over 2 is the square root. Now we can hit the Enter key, and we have our answer of 56.73 rounded off. and this is the standard deviation of the data set. Alright my friends, hopefully you got something out of this video. I do have more videos right there for you. Till next time, I am out of here.